Hi, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today we're in the laboratory here in Southwest Florida. It is mid-afternoon and we've been deflasking like crazy. I wanted to show you one of the flasks that we have right here. This is a new dendrobium hybrid that I made, and these things are looking pretty good. I haven't taken them out of here yet, but I got a feeling I'm going to have to use a really large container in order to hold these things. So I've got a lot of flasks and they look really good, and we've been doing a lot of deflasking today. So I do want to show you some of the deflasking that we've been doing today, and it's kind of typical of what we get is in this flask. This is a Cattleya. This is a new hybrid that I've made. It is of course not yet named, but we have, most of them are in these smaller 2-inch pots, but I put one in a 3-inch pot because you can't tell from the top, but the root system on this was just so big that we had to put it in this larger pot. It doesn't look, it's not impressive when you look at it. It looks about the same size as some of the other ones, but the root system is all curled around in the bottom of the pot, and this is just a massive plant. I also wanted to show you one of the other things that we're doing with these orchids, and this is an idea that I came up with the other day. I've been doing burlap orchids, burlap phalaenopsis, burlap dendrobiums, and I came up with the idea. I thought there's a lot of small orchids that I have for my deflasking, and I don't know what to do with them. I hate to try to pot them up because they don't do well. The deflast orchids that we put on burlap tend to do really well. So I thought, okay, what we're going to do is take the spare ones and just place them on the burlap because it's so easy to do, and see what happens. So we've got some, these are dendrobiums right here. These are some small cattleyas. This and this are there's vandas, and then we have some small cattleyas right here. So I want to try this just to see how it goes, and just small scale, just again, just an experiment to see if we can do something with the small cattleyas that I really don't feel like potting up. So to give you an idea of what we've been doing today, down here are some of the containers that we have deflasked today, and we're about halfway through the afternoon as far as the flasks that we have, but we still do have a few more. I'm shooting this video because I did a deflasking of another hybrid that I have. I've got just a few flasks of this, so it's pretty special. And we deflasked them, and I put these things out, and I wanted to show you these because this is pretty unusual to have these orchids that look like this. These are pretty nice. And and there was one that was even a little bigger that's in the container in front of us here, but we kept on pulling out more orchids from this cross that had these monstrous root systems on it. So it's like, okay, we got to do a video on this because it's so unusual. Now when you take a look at these orchids, sometimes you'll have roots on these orchids that just won't look very good, or the old roots are old, but all these are just really beautiful green tipped orchid roots, and but all of them look really good. Normally I'll put these in 2-inch pots, but as you can see, it's just a little bit of a challenge. So we're going to go up, or scale up a little bit. I've got 3-inch pots here, but I think just a 2.5-inch pot, which is, I think, this size. This is I think what we're going to go with. And I just want to show you how to do this. So I have these 3 orchids out here, and I'm just going to put these in these pots and see how they go. So what I like to do, especially when you have the roots that are that extensive, I just like to shove them in there in that pot. I don't put any bark at the bottom of the pot to start, and then I just fill it up like this, and I do it right in. And I should say this is moistened, pre-wet orchiata bark. And so we've had this container. I let it soak in water for a little while, and then I pour off the excess water. And this is classic grade. I like working with this size. It's not too big, it's not too small. But what I like to do is just fill up. I like to make sure that the orchids are in the pot at about the right level. And then I tap it down. I don't push it down on the top. I tap the side of the pot, and it just makes sure that the bark is settled around the roots. There are roots sticking out, which these are orchids, so this is fine, and I think we're good. It's not good to have these guys planted too deep or too shallow, so you plant them at the level so that you can see these roots growing out. So the roots are going to come out right here, and that's at the level of the bark. Let me do a couple more of these, and it's the same thing over and over again. Again, you get a nice massive root system here, put it in the pot, just fill it up. And what I actually do is I put it in a little deep. So right now this orchid is a little deep, and then I gently, before I pack it down at all, I raise it up to the appropriate level. And you don't want to pack it down because then you'll rip off the roots, but it's kind of floppy because this is right here is where the roots are, and they're right at the level of the bark. So just kind of tap it down a little bit like this. They will self-adjust. They will, over time, they will, the roots will grow out and they'll grow along the surface. I'll show you I'll get some video of some that I deflasked maybe around 2 weeks ago, and you can see what the roots look like when they're growing out of it. Okay, back to this, and I want to do one more in a 2-inch pot after I'm done with this, but these are, and the thing is that's interesting, these are long roots. I don't know how many of these roots will actually survive, but I just use them and I put them in the pot like they are. Okay, so again, put them in here, get it at the right level, and again, it's not in here very good, and that's fine, because the additional roots that'll grow out, you can see how wobbly it is, the additional roots that will grow out of here will stabilize this plant a bit. All right, these are the standard pots that I use, and let me pull out, and this is a little small, but this is more of the standard size that we have for the deflasked orchid. Those ones that we have, to be honest, they were a little bit large, but it's the same thing. Just fill up the pot at the right level, and you fill them up so that where the roots are going to grow out is right at the surface. Smaller plants are going to be a little bit more sturdy. I'm going to do one more just because I'm having so much fun. Let me get one that isn't monstrous. Okay, this is a nice size one that's appropriate for this, but it's not too big, not too small. This is a good size. This was a nice cross, and and with this cross that I made, I only had 3 flasks that I got. So this is going to be an unusual hybrid, just because the number of seeds that I had with embryos was really small, but it's going to be, and I should say one of the parents of this is Hawaiian Prominence, and I'll put Hawaiian Prominence up on the screen so you can see what it looks like. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about this cross, even though I don't have that many seeds or plants. Okay, that's all I have for today. It was a fast video. I just wanted to show you what the deflasking, how it looks, and I wanted to share with you the really few special plants that we have that are monstrous. There may be a few more buried in there, I don't know. All right, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did and you want to keep on seeing my videos, it would help me out if you could click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy propagating.